Good?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
We're good.
How you been?
Doing good, man.
Everything's good?
Everything
You look good.
Thank you, man.
How's spring been?
Very good, man.
Yeah?
Hey, we're good.
What do you think about the trees blooming and everything?
Really good.
Yeah?
We're good, man. Who the hell's outside?
It is. It's good.
Yeah, man.
Feels like everything's good.
Yeah, man.
All right.
It is, bro.
You wanna say something?
All right, no problem, bro. See, I'm not trying to get kicked out of here today, man. Like, I actually give a fuck. I actually care about this. I actually support the bill.
Come say hello.
I actually support the bill.
Yeah, no,
I'm good.
That's why I wanted.
I actually support the bill, man.
That's why I wanted to come
yeah.
say hello.
Yeah, no problem, man. Yeah, I'm good.
I just want to make sure everything's good.
Yeah, everything good. Yeah, I support the bill. I actually support this.
Who's he at?
Oh, wow.
We've done
Robbie
that.
Bala.
We've invested in these low-cost solutions that have saved lives. So when you go to your mayor, your council member, your transportation folks at City Hall, the community, the folks who think that that I was waging a war on cars, it's just complete
here at
bullshit.
this rally.
And
We
I'm
got
wasting-
this
we're just trying to save
mayor.
lives here.
Mayor.
My advice is frame this in terms of public safety. This is a public safety issue. This is something that everyone should get involved because people's lives are at stake.
Robbie, you will never be a state assembly member, bro. You'll never be a state assembly member. You're corrupt. You're really corrupt, bro. You're corrupt.
Chris, we're here to rally. We're
Yeah, I know,
having
I
a good
know.
time. You're not talking
know.
to the crowd today.
What,
Not
man?
today.
It's a free country, bro.
It is, but it's not
It's
today.
a free
We're
country.
having a good time here. I gotta let him talk.
It's a free. I actually care for. I actually
Yeah.
care about this bill, but this guy is crooked. You'll never be a state assembly member, bro.
Chris, not today. What this is? Please, not today.
All right.
Please, Chris, not today.
All right, well,
Chris.
it's a free country, bro.
Yeah, it is, but why are you yelling at people?
What? He's a corrupt, bro. He's
Chris,
really
not-
crooked, bro.
No, he's not.
He's a crooked.
Okay, well, then talk- then
he's
talk
a
to him
crooked
afterwards.
mayor, bro.
Talk to him
He's a
afterwards.
corrupt mayor, bro.
Chris,
Like,
talk-
look what he do to Hoboken.
Chris, talk to him afterwards if that's the case.
Yo, he's corrupt.
Talk to him afterwards if that's the
Dude,
case.
like, he's really corrupt, bro. Like,
Okay, we'll talk to him afterwards if that's the case.
He's
It's
really
fine to get a
corrupt.
conversation with him one-on-one afterwards and film it then.
yeah, all right.
Now's not the good time to do that.
Yo, he's corrupt.
But he's not going to respond to you now. You can actually talk to him afterwards.
Yeah, he's really corrupt, bro. Like,
Talk to him
he's
afterwards.
corrupt,
Talk to him
bro.
afterwards.
Like, he's really corrupt, bro. Like, come on, bro.
Talk to him afterwards.
All right.
Talk to him afterwards. Just make sure you do it right.
Yeah.
Let's do that afterwards.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I support the bill. He's a crook, bro. He's really corrupt.
Okay, well, talk to him afterwards. Everything's going well. Talk to him afterwards.
All right, man. All right.
Yeah. No need to yell now. No need to yell.
And we are so grateful to our bill sponsor, Julie Wan. Good morning, everybody. It's so good to see you all. My name is Julie Wood. I'm currently the council member representing Long Island City, Sunnyside, Woodside, and Astoria. The most connected and the most public transit, bike transit, and alternative transit friendly in the whole entire city of New York.
A lot of people.
As
Yeah.
the prime intro
I actually support
sponsor
the bill.
of 1138 for Universal
I think in the last part, the daylighting,
Isaac
the 20 feet, they need to put real bottles on there. That's my
The first person that came to my mind was my mom. I
Yeah.
will never forget when I was 22
Yeah.
years old
Yeah, I
and I
do.
got the phone call from my father whose
I know they
voice
support
was
it.
quivering
I know.
because she had
That
been
guy's-
run
that guy's a
over by
crook.
car when she was
That guy is a
crossing
crooked ass
crosswalk,
mayor,
and
bro.
her right away and she
Mayor, bro. All right, no problem, no problem.
3 major surgeries to now have
Yeah, I understand.
access and control over her elbow and her shoulder again, but it took 3 surgeries that were not covered by insurance, and we still pay back that debt out of pocket because the driver was underinsured. My mother-in-law also was run over by a car, and it left her completely paralyzed for more than 3 weeks. It has taken more than 20 years where now she can kind of walk, but her brain and her functionalities will never be the same again. 253 people have died. The people standing by our side, people behind me, these are all individuals who have lost the lives of their loved ones or the loved ones that they have in their life that they care for so deeply have been deeply injured and their lives have been altered forever. As you just heard from the mayor from Hoboken, you know that we know factually across the world that daylighting works. Yet, we have a DOT that disputes that claim. And we're here to fight back. Intro 1138 for universal daylighting will ban parking within 20 feet of a crosswalk and at the intersection. No matter how good of a driver you are, you can't see what you can't see. And you have such a high chance of running people over, especially children and seniors and those who may be disabled, with your vehicle and killing that life. Within my last years in office, I've had countless deaths that I had to go and attend the funeral of broken-hearted parents burying children as young as 6 years old to 10 years old. That is not okay. As we hear this hearing today, I will think of Doma Nadoon, a young girl that we had to bury in Astoria because she was run over by a car at a stop sign at hard right away. But this truly is simple as life and death. By ensuring visibility within 20 feet of a crosswalk, we can give pedestrians, drivers, and cyclists a view of an intersection safely and clearly. Even if you don't believe in cycling, even if you don't believe in walking, I don't know how you get around, I guarantee you that there is no bigger burden than living knowing that you killed somebody else. Right. We are trying to help you, we're trying to help all of us, and we're trying to make sure that our city is safe and that we no longer have traffic deaths as we've seen in Hoboken, where now they have 0 traffic deaths since daylighting was implemented in 2017. Imagine that. So according to DOT, 55% of pedestrian deaths and 79% of pedestrian traffic injuries occur at intersections. So we want to make sure that hardened barriers, including bollards, which you just heard about, bike corrals, stone boulders, or an expanded sidewalk with greenery will be built to physically prohibit parking from 20 feet from an intersection. This is a time for us to be bold, better late than never, and let's save lives. Let's get that number of 1,000 intersections per year daylit. And thank you to Open Plans, Transportation Alternatives, for Families for Safe Street, and so many others who are here to organize and rally behind us for Intro 1138. Let's go get it done. Next, I want to introduce someone very special. His name is Shane O'Neill, Families for Safe Streets, who, with a broken heart, is here because he lost his brother at the ripe age of 26 to a traffic injury, a traffic death. So Shane, please come forward.
Thank you, Council Member. Good morning, everybody. My name is Shane O'Neill. I'm here with my mother, Mary Claire, and my wife, Chrissy. And as was mentioned, we all traveled here from out of state to honor the memory of my youngest brother, Will O'Neill. Will was killed in the streets of Brooklyn last year. 7 months ago exactly, the early hours of September 21st, Will was returning home on a city bike from a night out with friends when he was struck by a car and flung from the bicycle. I will never forget the surreal, life-altering call in the middle of the night from the NYPD officer. Will had already been transported to Kings County Hospital in Brooklyn, and he would never wake up. He was pronounced dead September 23rd at 26 years old. Will was an Eagle Scout, a gardener, a writer, a poet, and an adventurer who loved connecting with people. He moved to New York for the same reason as so many others over the years. He came here hoping to find himself, chasing a dream in the biggest city in America. The bill in question today deals with roads and infrastructure, which are a series of choices that we make about how we allocate space in our cities. Ultimately, decisions like this are about the lives and safety of the residents of New York, which my brother Will was for far too short a time. He was here less than a year. The crash that claimed Will's life took place at the intersection of Evergreen Ave and Hart Street in Bushwick in Brooklyn. When we went to the scene of the crash a few days later, we found a ghost bike already there, not for Will, for somebody else from 2016. He's a second cyclist killed at this exact same intersection. In the case of my brother, we're reduced visibility due to a lack of daylighting likely prevented the two parties from seeing each other until it was too late. In situations like this, fractions of a second can make the difference between a minor injury and a fatal crash. A parked car blocking the line of sight can be all that it takes to turn injury into tragedy. On behalf of my family, all those who love Will, and others here who have lost loved ones to traffic violence and intersections with poor visibility, I call on the City Council to pass this bill. Thank you.
I had the honor and privilege of being the mother to Will O'Neal. In less than a month, my baby, my youngest son, would have turned 27. But he will not, because the streets were not safe for him. New York needs to do better. New York needs to protect all its citizens, whether on foot or on bike or in cars. So, as my son so eloquently said, we call on the City Council to pass this measure.
Now I'd like to call up the chair of the Transportation Committee of the New York City Council. So grateful for her leadership on this and so many issues. Chair Sylvina Brooks Powers. Ben, she'll come back. She'll come back. Okay, she's here. She's here, but she will be back shortly. Is the public advocate? 5 minutes away. 5 minutes away. Okay. But the borough president. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very excited to introduce the borough president of Brooklyn, Antonio Reynoso. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me here. I want to talk about New York exceptionalism. New York City prides itself on being the best and being the greatest. We are always first. We always lead. We always talk about what other people want to do, like come to New York, be a New Yorker. I come from the greatest borough in the city of New York, Brooklyn. With all those layers of greatness, we still lose lives over nonsensical or in an inability to work. Will could still be here in our borough of Brooklyn, achieving the great dreams, using the exceptionalism that is New York to be great. And instead he loses his life. He loses his life over some legislation that already exists at the state level that doesn't exist here in the city of New York. Daylighting. Every parent that has a stroller and peeks out into the street while they hold their stroller back before they leave into an intersection. Any driver that can't see the crosswalk and hits the brake a little bit right before they hit the intersection, just in case somebody's popping by. Or the young child in Fort Greene that got hit when he had the right of way as a car was making a right turn because there was no view of the crosswalk from where he was standing. We have a solution for this. New York City is always asking us for solutions. It exists. We have a model. It's been done before. And it hasn't been done in Paris or in these outskirts, London or somewhere in Germany. No, it's been done right across in Hoboken, New Jersey. And then the results that we see in Hoboken are not, hey, you know what? They reduced traffic deaths because of daylighting 10%. They didn't make incremental progress. They've had 0 deaths. And if we can ensure or guarantee a life in the city of New York, why not do everything possible to make it happen? If we can save the lives of kids and young people, no matter who it is, older folks, parents that are in strollers, why not do it? Why not do it? The only thing that can hold us back is either we're cowards or we have no political will. And I hope that what you see here today with the elected officials that are standing behind me and all the amazing people standing behind me is that we finally become bold, do something that is politically difficult, but absolutely the right thing to do, right? We're not scared, and show that New York City is the greatest city in the world. Thank you so much.
Now it's my
everyone, okay? As well as Borough President Reynoso and Mayor Bala, who continue to lead the charge on safe, accessible streets in their communities. Thank you as well to Open Plans and Transportation Alternatives for organizing this important rally. As chair of the City Council's Committee on Transportation and Infrastructure and the prime sponsor of Local Law 66, the Council's first daylighting bill, I've made daylighting a top priority for this committee. We know the data. Improving visibility at intersections helps reduce crashes, protects pedestrians and drivers alike, and saves lives. Intro 1138, which I am proud to sponsor, builds on years of advocacy and recent council action, including Local Law 66, that set new daylighting requirements and pushed DOT to study the impact. DOT has since released the report, and while there's ongoing debate about the conclusions, here's what I know. Our streets are not as safe as they should be. And daylighting is one of the many tools we must use to protect our most vulnerable neighbors. We can't afford to wait. We need to scale up interventions that we know work. This bill is a common sense step forward. It will help bring safer street design to thousands of corners across the city and move us closer to our Vision Zero goal. Thank you again to our advocates and colleagues for being here today and continuing this fight. I also want to just lift up Councilmember Juan for championing this bill, and I'm looking forward to the day that we're passing it. So let's get it done. Where do we want it? Everywhere. Where do we want it? Everywhere.
We are also thrilled to have amazing council co-sponsors on the bill. Some of whom are here with us today. So it's my pleasure to introduce Councilmember Joseph.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Anyone who knows me knows this is personal. Before I became a council member, I was an educator, and I lost 2 of my students to traffic violence, Isaiah Benloss and Kyle Francis. So this is personal for me in this space. It's not just a council member. I raised these kids. These are kids I was looking forward to going to high school graduation, but I lost them. So today's work and my voice in this space will continue to uplift their memories, and we got to get this done. Councilmember Juan, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being here. I'm Councilmember Rita Joseph, representing the 40th Council District. I want to thank my colleagues, advocates, neighbors, in full support of Intro 1138, a bill that brings universal daylighting to every intersection in New York City. Let me be clear. This is not just about traffic design, it's about justice. It's about equity, and it's about saving lives. In my district, we have families walking to schools, our older adults going to church, parents pushing strollers, people biking, and more. And too often they're forced to navigate dangerous intersections where drivers can't see them until it's too late. That is unacceptable. Daylighting remove parked cars near intersections to improve visibility is one of the simplest, most effective safety measures we can implement. And yet, it has not been done equitable across our city. This bill changed that. It says every neighborhood from Flatbush to South Bronx, from Staten Island to Southeast Queens, deserves the same protection. No more patchwork safety. No more waiting for tragedies to take action. But this bill goes even further by requiring the installation of physical barriers 1,000 intersections per year. We are setting a new standard. We're not just reacting, we're preventing. We're building a future where we prioritize our streets and not just cars.
Thank you.
Let's get creative, let's get bold, let's reimagine our intersections as space of visibility, safety, and care. This innovation rooted in compassion, and I'm all in. I urge my colleagues who aren't on board to join us in passing this bill. Thank you, Councilmember One, for your leadership on this and your countless transportation advocates. Our communities cannot wait. The time for Safer Street is now. Isaiah's mom cannot wait. Kyle Francis' mom can no longer wait. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, I'm honored to introduce Councilmember Lincoln Resto. Can we give it up for Ben Furniss? And let's give it up for our amazing lead sponsor on this critical piece of legislation, Councilmember Julie Wong. And like Julie, we have an amazing champion for safe streets out of Flatbush, Councilmember Rita Joseph. An amazing citywide leader for safe streets, our public advocate, Jumaane Williams. And let's give it up to TA for open plans for families for safe streets, for all of the advocates who have turned out here today to demand safety on our streets. A majority of deaths occur at intersections in New York City. A majority of the people who die on our streets are killed at intersections. 68% of serious injuries on New York City streets happen at intersections. So we have a simple and clear and compelling and effective solution to ensure our safety on our streets. Universal daylighting. I'll tell you, in District 33, we did a survey. We reached out to neighbors like Carrie, to Kevin, to folks all across our district saying, what corners should we daylight? And we gave DOT a list of 100 intersections that were our top priorities that we wanted to see daylighting across our district. But it doesn't get done. And occasionally they'll do an intersection here or an intersection there, and too often we got cars parking in the daylighting spots. Sometimes they'll put a boulder or a bike rack, but it's too few and far between. We don't need safety at one intersection, we need safety at every intersection. This can't be about councilmember advocacy. This has to be the law of the land. We have an extraordinary coalition of council members who are demanding safe streets. Universal daylighting is a smart and compelling and effective way for us to get there. But I also want to say this as a new dad. When you walk with a kid in a stroller, it's one of the scariest things because the stroller's out in front, right? So you're asking your little baby to be the one who's put at risk, but when you can't even see. And the reason you can't see is because we have cars parked at each and every corner all the way up to the curb. The craziest part is that it is the law of the land in New York State to require universal daylighting. Why does New York City get an exemption? We don't want it. We don't want it. It is wrong that DOT insists on parking over safety. That is a stupid policy. And it is time that we overturn it once and for all. Let's pass this bill. Let's get it done.
We're so grateful to have our citywide elected official, public advocate, Jumaane Williams.
Peace and blessing, love and light, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for being here, particularly those who lost loved ones. I'm so appreciative of you turning your pain into purpose. Thank you to my colleagues, of course, our lead sponsor, all of the advocacy groups. And you know, a lot of times people will misuse the family of victims and their pain to do things they think they should be doing. What we keep saying and pushing back is, well, why are you not listening to them now? You lift them up all the time when you're doing something that you want to do, even though we say that's not what they want. And they have had and found the strength somehow to say, at least don't let it happen to someone else in the name of my loved one who lost their lives. And I know sometimes the conversations around roadways and traffic can be confusing. So we're saying, let's just shed some daylight on it. Let's put some daylight into this conversation.
That's right.
And also frustrating to me is, I know, coming from a district that was very car heavy, coming from a family that's very car heavy, that sometimes it can be annoying looking for parking, but at some point, life has to mean more than annoyance. It just has to. A parking spot cannot mean more than the people whose lives we've lost in trying to prevent other lives from being lost. It just has to mean something. when we figure out a way to cause more people to keep their lives, we should just do it. Why do we have to be here saying, do the thing that's going to save lives? I am tired of having to come on these steps to do the things that make the most sense. And daylighting makes the most sense. Not only that, we have an intersection of traffic safety and climate. Because a lot of these spaces are being used to put in things like plants and flowers and things that help look blocks look better and make our air cleaner. So this is a win-win-win. So Mr. Mayor, join us and the advocates. Most importantly, the families of people who lost lives because we put in car culture over safety.
That's right. Yeah.
And say, let's begin to reverse that trend. And lastly, what I was hoping to see was all of the people who are talking about what's happening with bicycles. And every time we see something happen with bikes and bicycles, which we should talk about because I don't want anyone to lose their lives, but the vast majority of people who die or injured are by vehicles, not by bicycles. And they happen at intersections. So if you've been talking about bicycle and bicycle safety, you must join us in saying let's cause daylighting to be the champion for all of us to prevent the type of deaths that we've seen, the majority of which is vehicular violence. And daylighting can help save lives. Let's do this and move on to the next thing.
Thank you. Where do we want it? Everywhere. What do we want? Daylight. Where do we want it? Everywhere.
I'm so happy and honored now to be introducing my fellow New Yorker, Cynthia McKnight.
Hey.
She's a parent and a friend. She's the president of CEC 13. She's an amazing advocate. Give it up for Cynthia.
Good morning, New York.
Good morning.
As they said, my name is Cynthia McKnight, and I'm the president and Brooklyn Borough President appointee for Community Education 13 in Brooklyn. I'm here representing my community members who are part of Families for Safe Street. I'm here because we need Intro 1138 and daylight savings. Woohoo! Universal daylight savings. We need this to avoid crashes that killed young Kamari Hughes from Whitman Houses in Fort Greene and young baby Apollone in Clinton Hill. And also I'm here for my friend who lost her life while we were walking from school in East New York in Brooklyn. All of them died at intersections, and we need to end street violence and vehicle crashes in Brooklyn. So please pass this. Thank you.
None of this work would happen without our community leaders who are on the ground every day doing this in their spare time, their volunteer time, and we're so grateful to them. So I'm really excited to introduce the daylighting campaign leads, Alex Morano and
It is incredibly exciting to be here with so many lawmakers, elected officials, advocates to support universal daylighting in New York City. Universal daylighting represents the most significant change to our streets in literally decades. Right now, New Yorkers are plagued by nearly 100,000 crashes on our city streets every year, and this is far, far too many. I have a parent, my mother, who was almost killed crossing the street, in the crosswalk with the signal. And the sad reality is, and what we've heard here this morning, is that those of us personally affected by crashes, we're becoming the rule and not the exception. It is well past time for a change, and that is why we have to pass Intro 1138 to make universal daylighting the law in New York City. Thank you.
Where do we
say. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. What do we want? Daylighting. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Daylighting. When do we want it? Now. It's ironic because Councilmember Botcher and myself, we were just walking across the street and I almost got hit by a car. And Botcher yelled, "Watch out, you're gonna get hit." So for that, it's exactly why we're all here. Because there's always a chance when there shouldn't be a chance of getting hit by a car. Whether you're a pedestrian, whether you're a cyclist, every time I ride my city bike, especially on bigger, higher traffic streets like Broadway and Church, I'm taking a risk, an unnecessary risk. And by having daylighting effective on all our blocks all across the city, it keeps us safe and it gives us the confidence that we will be safe. We just left the Cultural Arts Institution Group kind of annual meeting. And though we told them we had to leave early for this meeting. And the host said, "Thank you." Because every time I walk my child to school, I worry that we're gonna get hit. And so every New Yorker wants this to happen. And I'm excited that my colleagues in the City Council are finally putting it to hearing so we can finally put this bill to action and get it passed. Thank you all.
Council member Eric Botcher is here too.
Thank you so much, everyone. I'm so proud to be here for this very urgent issue. One of the primary responsibilities of government is to keep people safe. And when there is a policy that we know will save lives, it's our responsibility as government to implement that policy. And one of those policies is daylighting. We know that by moving cars away from the crosswalk, by increasing the line of sight, opening up the line of sight for cars, that makes intersections safer. What a lot of people don't know is that this is the law in the state of New York. The state of New York prohibits cars from being parked within 20 feet of a crosswalk. But New York City exempts itself from that state law. So that's what this bill would do, would be to put us in line with state law and require 20 feet between the parked car and the crosswalk. I don't have kids, but I have a niece and nephew, and when they're visiting New York City, what I worry about is cars. That's what I worry about, and that's what any parent will tell you, that their biggest fear is cars when their kids are out and about in New York City. We were talking about little ones behind a parked car near an intersection, and you've got cars speeding to make the light, to make that yellow light. Let's get those cars away from the crosswalk, right?
Yeah.
I want to thank Councilmember Julie Wan for her leadership. Your bill passed, Julie, because what do we want? Daylighting! Where do we want it? Everywhere! What do we want? Daylighting! Where do we want it? Everywhere! Let's go do it.
Coming up next, it's my honor to introduce Jean Ryan of Disabled in Action.
Hi. As he said, I'm Jean Ryan. I'm from Disabled in Action, and we have so many people who use wheelchairs and who are disabled, who are blind, who have been hit by cars. It's like an epidemic, and it's been going on for years. But there's a solution: daylighting, hardened daylighting. But I want to talk about the DOT, because I come here a lot for DOT oversight hearings, and I constantly hear the DOT when they're asked, well, how many did you do of this, or how many did you do of that, that's already required by law of whatever they're supposed to do, and they always say, oh, I'm sorry, we don't have that information, but we'll get it to you later, and they never do what they're supposed to do. So when this bill gets passed, because it will pass, I want DOT to do what they're supposed to do and do 1,000 at least every year of daylighting intersections. They could even do more, but they should not ever come to the city council and say, oh, I'm sorry, we don't have that information, or we didn't do it. They need to do it once it's passed. Thank you.
Coming up next, we have Councilmember Narcisse, who just arrived.
Good morning. You heard it. We want to make New York City the safest place you can walk. Right? I'm representing the 46th district, the south side of Brooklyn. As I'm well aware, some of my folks in some part of the district dealing with some street that's very narrow. But we have to take in consideration people's lives. Lives matter. Safe street matters. When people crossing the street, especially as a registered nurse, I got you. We want to make sure you're safe. The intersection got to be safe for everyone to walk and to get home. The children have to get home safe. So what I'm saying today, as we enter this building in City Hall, we're gonna say everyone matter in New York City. And we're gonna continue fighting for parking space, for everything we need to do. Because this is a city, we have a holistic approach. Take it from the nurse. Holistic approach. Everyone matters, and we have to assess what we have to do as a city. And my chair for transportation gets it, and we're gonna address it. City Hall gets it, and the speaker gets it. We want everyone to belong in New York City and to be safe, and that's what we're all about. So thank you.
Diverse. I'm excited to introduce Zach from the Trucking Association of New York. They want daylighting too.
Thank you. Good morning. My name is Zach Miller. I'm the Vice President of Government Affairs for the Trucking Association of New York. At the Trucking Association of New York, we often say that the safe and efficient movement of goods is our #1 priority. As an industry, we invest heavily in safety training, education, and technology to uphold that commitment. But we can't do it alone. Public sector leadership plays a vital role as well. Today, the New York City Council is stepping up by prioritizing the allocation of street space to enhance safety, not only for all New Yorkers, but also for our dedicated professional truck drivers. These changes help ensure drivers have the space they need to safely park their trucks and take their mandated rest breaks, as well as the visibility and the clearance required to make safe, often difficult turns in our dense urban environment.
Thank you. Let's hear for trucks. No, Antonio. Okay. Okay, yes, yes. Antonio from the Lideristas. Come on down.
Ok, buenos días, mi nombre es Antonio Solís, soy líder de los Lideristas Unidos. Buenos días a todos. He trabajado como repartidor de la ciudad de Nueva York por casi 5 años. Estoy aquí para expresar mi total apoyo al proyecto de ley 1138, que prohibirá detenerse o estacionarse a menos de 20 pies de un paso de peatones en las interacciones, y que requiera que el Departamento de Transporte instale barreras de visibilidad al menos de 1000 metros intersecciones por año. Como deliberista, cada día nos movemos por las calles transitadas entregando comida y paquetes a clientes en los 5 condados. Una de las partes más peligrosas de nuestro trabajo es cruzar interacciones donde la visibilidad está bloqueada por vehículos grandes estacionados demasiado cerca del cruce peatonal. No podemos ver que los carros vienen y ellos no pueden vernos a nosotros. Personalmente he tenido demasiadas situaciones en las que solo un segundo de visibilidad habría marcado la diferencia entre estar a salvo o sufrir un accidente. El proyecto de ley podría ayudar a prevenir esos momentos al mantener las interacciones despejadas y mejorar la visibilidad. Se protege no solo a los debelistas como yo, sino también a peatones, ciclistas, conductores Es un cambio simple que puede salvar vidas. La visibilidad de interacciones no es solo un concepto técnico de seguridad vial, es cuestión de vida o muerte para trabajadores como nosotros que estamos expuestos a todos los riesgos. Gracias.
I'm going to translate Antonio's. Good morning, my name is Antonio Martinez. I'm a leader of Los Deliveristas Unidos, a member of the Worker Justice Project. I have worked as a delivery worker in New York City for over 5 years. I'm here to express my full support for Intro 1138, which would prohibit stopping or parking within 20 feet of a crosswalk or at intersections, and would require the Department of Transportation to install visibility barriers at least 1,000 intersections per year. Every day, delivery workers navigate busy streets, delivering food and packages to customers across the 5 boroughs. One of the most dangerous parts of our job is crossing intersections where visibility is blocked by large vehicles parked too close to the crosswalk. We cannot see the oncoming cars, and they cannot see us. I personally have too many situations where just 1 second of visibility could have meant the difference between being safe and getting into an accident. The bill would help prevent those moments. By keeping intersection clear and improving visibility, it protects not only deliveristas like me, but also pedestrians, cyclists, and drivers. It's a simple change that can save lives. Visibility at intersection isn't just technical traffic safety issues. It's a matter of life and death for workers like us who face these risks every day on the street. I also appreciate that the bill included education and outreach in communities. Many communities, especially immigrants and working class ones, need to be informed and included in this implementation process. Thank you for taking steps to make our city safer. We need laws like this to protect the people who keep it running.
All right, we'll close out with a great champion for Safe Streets, Councilmember Caban.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, y'all look good. It is just a beautiful thing to be able to be at a rally and simply advocate for a thing that's like, if it saves lives, it's worth doing. Plain and simple. We have really complicated arguments, debates about legislation and policy and implementation. This ain't it, y'all. This is easy. If it saves lives, it's worth doing. We know, and also thank you. Thank you, my deepest gratitude for fighting for a safer New York. But we know that over 50% of crashes happen at intersections. That is a huge, huge number, and we know it is preventable. And a big, big step towards this is really simple. It's universal daylighting. And I just want to say, point of pride, in June of 2023, Queens Community Board 1 was the first to pass a resolution to say we support universal daylighting. Shout out to Queens CB1 for blazing that trail, and then really excited to know that, over 22 different community boards have now done the same. And so, along with more than 80 of my elected colleagues, I am here to help champion universal daylighting. For pedestrians, for bikers, for drivers, for folks with strollers, for people with disabilities and mobility issues, for deliveristas, for everybody. We're here to fight for a safer New York. I'm excited about the hearing. I know you all are excited about it. Thank you so much for having us, and thanks for your leadership.
Thank you all. It is now time for us to enter the council chambers. I want to thank all the members of the press for being here. If you have any questions, we'll be around and we'll happy to answer some. But for now, I think it's time for us to go out into the chambers and let's have a great hearing and let's get this thing passed.
I'm done. Told you, bro.
You good?
So, I'm done. I think there's another rally outside happening in about a few seconds. Things like human rights people and shit. Yeah, I think they're the human rights people and shit. So, the contracts. I might call these fuckers out. I think it's something to do with the contracts. I don't know. I'll figure it out. So they have a hearing at 10 right now. I think I respond. So, like I said, I support the damn bill. I actually support this bill. Right. Testify inside. I actually support the bill.
No signs whatsoever.
Yeah, what up, bro? What up? It is cold. So yeah, here today, so it's cold as fuck. Yeah, post. Me sign my understand this. Rap pen. All right.
$11.38.
Yeah, 11:38.
That's in.
Yeah, that's in the docket. The last one, the docket 4, 21, 25. All right, cool. So I'm in support of the bill. So I know a lot of people here. A lot of people here, bro. Thank you. Let me go here. Let me go. I gotta go. See you here. So a lot of people here. Sorry about that, guys. Excuse me, please. Excuse me, please. Excuse me, please. Oh, yeah. Excuse me, please. Excuse me, please. Excuse me, please. Yep. Thank you. So yeah, there's a lot of people here, man. A lot of people. We go. So yeah, at the end of the day, I actually support the bill. Sorry about that. I actually support the bill. Like I had to get at that fucking piece of shit mayor of mayor of Hoboken. That guy is corrupt, really corrupt mayor. So I got at him. I didn't give a fuck. If I was an ass, I one, I didn't want to get at these people right now, but I actually support the bill, and I had to chill out because once they here the thing, the rule, right? Once they kick you out of here, you can't come back the whole day. So I want to testify. It's support the bill. What's the point about testifying? I can't testify. So I had to chill out. So I had to be careful with that bullshit. So I'm like, this is whatever. I support the bill. So you know what it is. So I'm about to log off here. There's another rally across the river, and yeah. So they have 2 hearings today. They have one at right now. They got one for like 1 o'clock with the hospitals that helped. So it's a great day, and 10:09. Oh, they're coming in. All right, we go back out. We go back inside. So, about to log off, and yeah, take care. Peace out. They still didn't make this a delivery hub yet. That's weird. Everybody know why. It's about the money. Eric. Back here for the hearing? Interpretation? Yeah, thank you. So. The hell is going on over there? Hello, how you doing? Hey, what's up? How are you? Ready? Just put it in there. You got it. Ready? Yep. Thank you. So I'm back here. I thought they had a rally, but they didn't. So they have a at 1 o'clock. You have all the people here. Huckleberry, Frankenberry, what do they call them these days? So yeah, there's no signs. Yeah, welcome. What's up, man? What up, bro? What up? Cold as a motherfucker, but you know what I mean? Just what it is today. Yikes.
These large vehicles produce a huge burden on surrounding communities.
Can you open it back? Open up? So upstairs, the balcony? No. You can't?
Not yet. Last year, there were over 37,311 complaints against illegally parked commercial vehicles in New York City. To address this problem, the department has implemented a number of programs, including the Blue Highways program, which uses New York City's waterways for transportation and freight use. The commercial cargo bicycles program,